So sometimes I have clients who talk about the fact that they don't feel ready to do an exposure, a next step in treatment, that they're just not ready. Is that something that you hear from people too?
Yeah, I think once we actually get going in practicing these challenges, their initial response almost always is you're going to notice them kind of be like, I'm not sure I'm ready. I mean, literally, those are the words they use. I'm not sure I'm ready to do this.
Yeah.
And so what do you do with the client when that's what they say?
And how interesting is it that the not being ready is kind of directly proportional to how close we are to doing whatever the thing is that we're talking about doing? Because the way that it works is the closer we are to doing something, the more our anticipatory anxiety ramps up. You know, it is really our brain telling us, watch out, this is dangerous, don't do this. And the anxiety gets louder and louder the closer we come to doing the thing. And the thing about that is it's important to recognize and I think really name this as anticipatory anxiety, because it really helps us understand what is going on. Why do we have that intense experience of I don't want to do this, no, I don't want to do this actually right now because I'm not ready because I've got to do these other things first, right? That's what happens. And that's what all of us go through. And you think about it for yourself in anything in your life too, where you've had the experience of, no, I'm not ready to do that thing. That just seems like it's too much.
One of the things I ask my clients is, what would you need to be ready? And that kind of makes them stop in their tracks, right? And one response is I would not need to feel this level of anxiety. I want my anxiety to go down before I do that thing that causes me anxiety.
Right.
But like you're saying, Elizabeth, it's really important in the psychoeducation part of working with clients with anxiety is to help them understand that the highest level of anxiety they're going to experience is in that anticipatory phase, because it's the only way your amygdala can get you to not do something that it believes is dangerous. So you have to really prepare your clients that they're going to get a dump of chemicals.
They are, and so it's always going to feel not ready.
Yep.
We are never going to feel ready to do the thing that is hard.
Yeah.
And so that's a big part of what we're helping our clients learn,
Yeah.
that they can actually face that moment and they can walk through that moment. They can do it anyway. And we want them to do it with that willing attitude, right? We've been talking about willingness, and you can take a look at that one down below if you haven't seen that video. But we want them to have that willingness, but we want them to recognize that they're going to have to walk through it.
Yeah.
They're going to have to do that tough thing.
Yeah, and one of the things I also share with my clients is that there's always going to be excuses. There's always going to be reasons not to do the hard thing. And there's always going to be that anxiety and distressing feeling. So rather than making a decision based on those things, I would rather have them change their relationship with those two things and be like, oh, okay, that's just always going to show up. And I really have to train myself to do the opposite, right? And that's going to go with the paradox of anxiety treatment. We always do the opposite of what we think we should do.
Right? What is the great line that you have? Face it, feel it, and
do the opposite.
that's it.